And I got audio. There we are. What's going on, Don? What's going on, everyone? My Irish accent. What is going on, everyone? What's everyone doing? Thanks for watching. You're watching Just Talking. Woo! It's a little bit hot in here. I'm melting. You can tell it's a normal thing here, though. We got some good stuff to talk about today. Some pretty good topics. They're going to be pretty interesting, and some of them I know are kind of already in circulation about some things and all that. But before we get to any of that, I want to introduce you guys. Off on the back, you don't get to see him. But doing this thing back there is Mr. Dudley. What's going down, Mr. Dudley? How you doing this evening?
What up, what up, what up? Just gave a little preview of what we're going to be doing by accident, but that's all good.
What? what are
You guys? Spoiler alert, you'll see.
Spoiler alert. Okay, alright. He probably just showed everything that was supposed to be for the whole show. And that's okay, because we're going to show it again.
Again? We're going to talk about it.
We're cool with talking. We're good at that. I'm good at that, at least. And it turns out, my older son, Logan, you know Logan, of course, Logan's really good at it, too, talking. Because he got in trouble for talking. His teacher wrote the word talk in the red marker, which I appreciate that. I'm glad that she did, because he did not tell me that he got in trouble for talking. Nope. Anyway, but we're going to go ahead and move on. It must run in the family. It's in our genes or something. At least it is now. With mine, anyway. There you go. So if you ever have kids with me, which it's probably not likely that that's going to happen, but expect your kids to talk too damn much. I'm just saying. All right, so, Mr. Dudley, I got some pretty good stuff to talk about today. Some pretty interesting things going on in our news world here. The first thing is, I decided I wanted to talk about this because, I know it's interesting to some people. To myself, not necessarily, but a little bit. The whole thing with 6ix9ine, a rapper, 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine, his manager, or ex-manager, should I say, Kifono, Shotty Jordan. You want to throw that picture up there? So everybody can see what the guy looked like. Maybe? No? Yes, no? Thumbs up. Hit that like button. Hey, hit subscribe while we're talking about it. There's a graphic. So that is Kifono, Shotty Jordan. He was sentenced and all of that whole, a number of things really. He was sentenced to 15 years, if that matters to anyone. Which it does. It matters to somebody, I'm sure. 15 years in prison for multiple counts of things. But he had 2 counts of passing a firearm in furtherance of a crime. Twice. So in other words, he used a gun to do some foul stuff. Anyway, we're going to move on from there and on to the next thing. But he was sentenced to 15 years. And if you're interested in that kind of thing, there you go. So let's move on to something else. Oh, this is kind of a big thing going on in the news right now, man. And I think it's really got people upset. And what it is that there's this girl who's a 20-year-old girl, right? She got arrested back in 2017. In case you can't tell, I'm melting here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we gotta get this AC thing figured out. You know what I mean? If you decide that you want to contribute some donations to our air conditioner problem, by all means, hit that subscribe button. That's all you gotta do. You don't even have to give us the money. We don't even have to rob you for it, I'm just saying. Anyway, yeah. So, Mr. Dudley, how was your week, man? I don't even want to just jump straight into this. I don't. It's I'll go back to that story about that girl in a minute because it's really kind of disappointing news more than anything.
It's been a rough week. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of been a rough week. I've had a good time. The news seems to just stay rough. Every now and again there'll be something good, but it doesn't seem that we get a lot of that. So for anybody in the media who is talking about news, you got to do a better job at this thing, man. You guys are making people miserable. I'm just saying. So anyway, do a poll on it. People like to do polls.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, we're going to move on. So back to this girl. Anyway, she's 20 years old, man. She's 2017. She's 20 now. She was 18 when she got arrested. She was pregnant, and she didn't know that she was pregnant. Have you heard about this yet?
No.
She didn't know that she was pregnant until like a week or something like that before she had the baby. And then she ended up having the baby at home. And her weight apparently fluctuated enough, and she was, I guess, petite enough or whatever, that with the fluctuation, nobody really thought it was abnormal for her weight to move around like that. So, you know, they just kind of thought it was like whatever, and thought nothing of it. She ended up giving birth to the baby at home.
Okay.
She claimed that she gave birth to a stillborn, right? But what the prosecutors, because they arrested her, mind you, what they said is that she killed the baby. But she ended up giving birth to the baby. She killed the baby, and she buried the baby in the backyard. Yeah. And then she went to the gynecologist for a checkup. And after, I can't remember how long, like a month or something like that, or around the time frame. So you can correct me in the comments or whatever if you know more about it. If you do, as a matter of fact, say something, because this is pretty interesting. I want to know what everybody's thoughts are on this, because here's the crazy part. She was acquitted today, I believe, of murder charges. And they did file other charges on her, but she somehow managed to get out of murder charges, get out of manslaughter charges. They gave her something with, I can't remember exactly what it was, something about dealing with a corpse, and like, you know, I can't remember what it was, but you can look that up. But anyway, so she gets out of this thing with the most she's looking at for jail time is a year. 1 year. And her attorney commented apparently something to the effect of they're not expecting her to get a sentence. How does that work?
Under the rug, huh?
Yeah, how does that work?
I don't know how that works.
When did anything, like even to that degree of criminal activity, become something that we could just overlook and say you'll get a year? And I get there's different conditions that people can be in mentally with things, and I understand, you know, that you never really know somebody's condition until you're there with them and they're going through something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the activity of going to the extent of, like, now I don't know how true this is, but I even read something today that said that they think that she might have even burned the baby alive, and then that's how the baby died. Now I don't know if that's true or not. That was just something that I read. If I'm not mistaken, or like I said, if I am mistaken, by all means, let me know. Let me have it. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with you telling me what it is. I'm not mad at you. It's okay. I'll give you a hug after, and you can hug me back. That's how love goes. Anyway, is it like lyrics to a song or something? I'm not gonna sing for y'all. Yeah, I remember it though. Woo, yep. I like the boy. Anyway, so yeah, that whole thing, man, that's nuts. Because and they found out because she went to the gynecologist. She confessed to the gynecologist what she'd done, and so the gynecologist then called the authorities, and they went and they arrested her. And I believe she's been in custody this whole time, but I'm not for sure on that. Correct me if I'm wrong. We should name the show "Correct Me If I'm Wrong" instead of just talking.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. That almost sounds like I think I'm always right, and really it's more like I'm trying to lean towards, hey, I'm not really sure, and if you can fill me in, I'm okay with that. Because then I'm going to tell it like I knew it. What does that make me look like? Makes me look like a douche is what it looks like. Anyway, moving on. So the magnetic North Pole has shifted, right? Now I think everyone, especially after like 2012, the movie, you remember that? It was a really good movie to me, and I was really, really anticipating that movie when it came out, because you know I was absolutely thinking that was all going to happen in 2012, and it didn't. And you know I can't say that I'm disappointed. I'm quite happy that it didn't. But anyway, so the magnetic north, it shifts. People are probably watching this like this fool is like. He's all over the place.
It's okay.
Huh.
We're just talking anyway.
Yeah, we're just talking.
If they don't have anything more important to talk about.
If you want to just talk, jump in there on the threads, and if we see it, I'll say something back to you. Because, you know, we just talking.
That's what we do.
Just talking. So anyway, bring it back around. The magnetic north has shifted 34 miles closer towards the direction of Russia. Okay, from where it was at, what was the last time they check it every 5 years. Okay, apparently it's, every 5 years, and for the last 50 years, it had been moving about 7 miles every 5 years. And for some reason, this last 5 years, they actually checked it a year early too, because they weren't supposed to check it again until next year. But they felt that it shifted so much that they needed to report it early. So it shifted in the last 4 years, 34 degrees.
Sounds like someone told them to check it.
I don't care how they figured out how to check it. I'm glad they did. I think that's indicative of something, and who knows? I mean, we have not existed through something like that yet, not in our time. And we don't know what it could be that could come from this. We have no idea what to expect. You know what I mean? And that's really true. And I think that it's easy to be like, oh, well, you know, nothing's going to happen. It shifts all the time. And it probably does. I mean, clearly they check it every 5 years. They see there's movement and all that. But that's a pretty drastic shift in comparison to the time prior to that. And it makes me wonder if we were able to measure before that time frame, the last 50 years. Because I'm sure we didn't really have technology to do that, perhaps. Maybe. But who knows? I guess I don't know that. But if we did, what was it measuring the movements before then? You know, because if it's increasing to this magnitude, we have to expect that the Earth is going to start showing, it's going to exhibit something, you know, displaying that it's doing something inside, just like we do. We get sick inside, you don't see it, and then all of a sudden you got a fever. Well, if the Earth gets sick inside and starts bubbling its guts, the bubble gut, what the BGs. Everybody knows about those BGs. You get those going on, all of a sudden you break a sweat. And then, well, we all know where that goes. So, anyway, I'm going to move on a little bit. They said that the last time we had a total polar flip that they, I guess, can somehow determine, I'm not quite sure how, was 780,000 years ago. I believe it. Well, maybe approximately 780,000 years ago. And not to say I just believe that, but I don't disregard the possibility of it. Especially seeing what's happening with the measurements right now. Given that they're actual real measurements and accurate, and that it's not some deception of the globe, you know, trying to trick the whole world and everything. I hope that they're just being honest about it. Anyway, so yeah, let's hope it's not time for that. I don't know, man. The Mayan calendar. Hey, everybody thought 2012 we could have just miscalculated something. I mean, we're gonna pay some bills real quick. Be right back. At Replenish Holistic Center, we put all of our ability into healing your body in a natural way. Through professional touch, we can offer you a means to relaxation, better mind frame, and a natural solution to stress and anxiety. A natural health solution is just a call away.
Make sure to give me a call or a text so you can come see us at Replenish, so you can experience professional touch at affordable prices, resulting in quality care from experienced therapists.
Bring your fur baby into Just for Canines and Kitty too. We have all of the best items for your cat, dog, pup, or kitten in stock. From pet beds to toys, we have everything you can think of. We carry the best selection of pet hygiene products and a huge selection of cat and dog foods. Spoil your pet by letting us give them the full treatment from massage to complete bath and grooming. We also offer our mobile grooming services. Be sure to stop in today or give us a call. Just for Canines and Kitty too, your pet's favorite place to go. Audio, boo, we're back. And you're watching Just Talking. If you just jumped in, we haven't said much of anything important because that's not what this hour of your life is about. Not if you're watching this show, you know that already. And I think Mr. Deli can vouch for that.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes we get kind of, sometimes we don't.
It's kind of like Almond Joy in Mounds, right?
It is what you make.
How's that go again?
Sometimes you get that.
Sometimes you don't. Yep. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I didn't want to sing too much of it because I'm not trying to pay anybody any money for that.
Yep.
Whew, copywriting for instance, you know. So, we were talking about some pretty crazy stuff, like with that girl and all that, and you know, I'm glad that there wasn't a whole lot of news like that this week that I ran into, because if it was a whole lot of stuff like that, I think it would have been a pretty disappointing week. However, let me tell you, social media does not disappoint when it comes to being able to show you a lot of the world that we don't really want to see, and not enough of the world that I do want to see. But yet at the same time, I can't be upset with it, because we need to know that these things exist. However, there should be a counterbalance, I guess you put it that way, of, like, you know, fun, loving, caring, family stuff, and then reality stuff. You know, that's just my thoughts on that. Whatever, to each their own. So let's get back into some good topics to yap about here. And this one is actually one that Mr. Dudley put out there for me. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to grab onto that because this is awesome news. It's about Cherokee Nation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cherokee Nation named their first ever delegate to the House of Representatives.
We cover all of the details. Wax washing.
For 200 years, but it's never been filled. And it's been filled by Kimberly T. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that is awesome. And after 200 years, that's, I mean, it's good that they're deciding that they want to utilize this now. You know what I mean? This ability to be able to use their voice more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
and I think that if there's anything like that with anybody that you have the ability to, if you're not doing it, you should. Especially with the way things are today. Everybody, the more voices there are saying the right messages, then the better things work out. But, you know, I think that one of the biggest problems, and this is just my thoughts on this, which I guess a lot of what I'm saying today is just my thoughts on this, isn't it?
kind of way it works.
You know, I talk a lot. Love it, but I don't love it at the same time. And I'm freaking melted. Oh my God, you guys are watching me probably lose like 7 pounds.
Some people pay a membership for that.
It's like a sauna in here. I shouldn't be charging you. He's like, hell no, I should be charging you, making me be in here. I guess it's, yeah, that's disappointing. But it is like a sauna in here. So memberships start at $5. How's it sound? Yeah, doable? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take $5.
So anyway, that's cool though about the Cherokee Nation and the delegate. You know, what are your thoughts on that, Mr. Dudley?
Well, they have to accept her, actually. I don't know if they've done that yet, but
Oh, it's not done yet?
I don't know. I haven't been up to date on whether they accepted it or not, so.
The article I found spoke of everything in past tense. Articles actually that I found spoken it all in past tense as though they had already made the decision. So I'm gonna say it that way. I don't know if it is or not.
I'm gonna say, have fun.
Have fun.
Definitely have fun.
Here's some change. Don't spend it all in one place. Okay.
Don't let it kill you. Have fun.
What are you doing that you have to say, don't let it kill you.
Don't let it kill you.
Have fun.
It's a job. You know what I'm saying? It's a job.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on. So check this out. The House passed legislation raising federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. This is going to have multiple increases to get to that point between now and 2025. Now that sounds cool. Everybody, yeah, that's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And yes, in essence, it will be. But here's the problem with it. And this is why, and this is what some reports are saying too. They're saying that the problem is that there's going to be too many people now waiting on too much money that's not there. Approximately 27 million people are going to have an increase in pay wages from $7.25 to $15 an hour, all over the same course of time. Now it's workable, but here's what would have to happen, I think. Somehow we would have to increase production to increase the money generated from trade to draw more revenue to the country. It's the only way it's going to work. Because otherwise you got 27 million people that all of a sudden doubled how much income they're making doing the same jobs that they've been doing. If that happened too quickly, which, I mean, next year's 2020. That's only 5 years. We have to see a lot of production. And if you have anything you want to say to that, I encourage you to go ahead and say that down there in the thread. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button too while you're at it. And like us on Facebook and love us and all that good stuff. And yes, awesome. Also, I'm hoping we have people watching right now because I didn't share that link out. I forgot to. Not that I forgot to. I think I shared the wrong one. That's what it was. But if you're watching, keep watching. Good job. I'm glad you're watching. I like you too. You're cool. I promise. You're cool. Ugh, I'm melting. I'm melting. Just in the middle of everything. It'd be the most important conversation. And oh, by the way, guys, I want to introduce you guys to my guest. Thanks for joining us. What are your thoughts on this? Yeah? Interesting. So, I'm going to move on. They say 1.3 million jobs will be lost as a result. This is a report by the Washington Post. 1.3 million jobs will be lost if the pay wages go up like that.
I believe it. Because it's going to put all the little people out.
Yep.
How are they going to pay it?
Yeah, exactly. How many people
They're business owners.
Small businesses are going to be destroyed by that if they're not earning a certain amount of money. And that's just what that's going to be. And, you know, it's crazy because more and more and more we're seeing this shift which I mean, obviously we've been seeing it for a long time. We're seeing this shift where the laws are changing in a way where it's intended for small business to go away. The globe is seemingly having to become, against our will, monopolized. And that future world that we see in movies, I think, is where they have the floating neon signs that are like they're just there, and then, you know, cars flying through everything, all that cool shit that we're like, yeah, that's a cool future. Except, you know, it's really not, because they're like governed by robots and stuff. That stuff's gonna happen. We're moving that way. And it's not to say technology and all that's bad. We love technology. We need technology. And we absolutely need technology today. And we need it to continue to further to advance. Because it's the only way we're really going to see things change. We have to have new technologies come about. If we don't have new technologies for energy, we don't have new technologies for you know, everything. Transportation, pick something.
There's technology out there that's new. It's just it hasn't hit
mainstream. Yep.
It doesn't hit consumer as far as travel or the Tesla car that did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tesla.
Well,
the Tesla
it's
car.
going to take a lot of years for that to come down.
You know, and that's the thing to me though, is that this is the one thing I don't appreciate about mainstream media. I don't appreciate the fact that mainstream media, like big mainstream media, really makes it seem like we have future technologies, but they're limited. And not only are they limited, but they're hard to come by. They cost so much to make. When we know that we can literally, I mean, YouTube University has all kinds of stuff. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, everything on YouTube, yeah, that's real. But there's things on there that if you really research and then go validate that stuff for yourself, you'll find that these things really work. And so there's tons of technology that's available to us that is workable, practical, usable, modifiable. And, you know, but we're just, as a people, we've accepted these other things as saying, oh, we need gasoline. Electric costs too much. And
oh, we have to be connected to the grid.
yeah, exactly. You know, there's so much. You know what? I could go on for hours talking to myself in the mirror, sounding like I'm crazy, like I've done that a couple of times. But maybe once or twice. No? Do you do that? If you do that, comment down below and hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell too, so you can know when I'm melting the next time live for you to watch. I feel like I'm dying. One of these days I'm just gonna give the show like this. Thanks for watching.
That's actually it tonight. Just thanks for watching.
that's almost.
Might as well be tonight.
Might as well be tonight. I will do the rest of the show from here. Thanks for watching. So. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving on.
Don't see it on TV.
You don't see this shit on television. Nope. Nope. Don't let your kids watch. I'm usually really foul-mouthed. I just want you to know that.
Can't blame it on the guests tonight. That's why you're holding back. You can't get away because you feel like it's on.
You're right.
You can't let it out.
See, I need a guest so I can cuss more. No? Is that what you're saying? Or am I taking that wrong?
No,
I cuss more than guests?
I don't know.
Yeah, man, I need to intimidate people. No, I'm just playing. I don't really need to intimidate people. Nobody needs to do that. I just have a foul mouth. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? There's not really much more to it. It's a pretty straightforward story. It's probably one of the most straightforward stories that I could ever tell. And I still have an awkward time ending the story. I'm just that way. And if you ever run into me in person and I start telling you something about my life, you won't know where the end is at until I'm like, yeah, and that's that. Because it's usually about how I end things, I promise. I'm not really good at storytelling. Okay, so I'm going to move on. Oklahoma City. A little bit local here for us. Oklahoma City's staying in the news, man. There are multiple things going on. Did you see the video? Did you see the video? I'm not sure which news network it was. If you know what it was, go ahead and drop their link. I'm going to let them get their credit for that because we're not going to show the video, but I can't remember who it is, and they deserve it because they caught it on their helicopter that they paid a lot of money for it.
Okay.
Sure. Anyway, that video, that guy who was jumping out of the car, he tried to hit a police officer in the car is what they're saying. This is what it looked like too. But I guess he had killed his wife just like not too long before that. That's what I heard anyway. That's what I saw on Facebook. That and I got to looking it up, and at first they were just saying some people thought he killed his daughter, some people didn't know that he killed anybody at all. But I guess it turns out he killed his wife. And if I'm wrong, comment everything. And I'm not bashing the dude or none of that. Like save your feelings for yourself. But you can tell me your opinions about the whole scenario. If you're watching and you're like, oh, that's my cousin, and da da da, like save it. I want to hear it. But what I am saying is the dude got shot and killed on television, live. And it's sad that he got shot and killed, but it is sad that he killed somebody else. And the thing is that it's sad that anybody had to die in that whole scenario at all. But what's crazy is the fact that the whole situation took place and they actually showed it on television, for one. But, I guess that's not too surprising, really. But at the same time, it's shocking seeing that reality. And I'm sure that some people were really taken by that. What did you think? Did you see it? You saw it, right?
Well, this one I think it was. Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, where the dude got out and the car door hit him and he got shot. The cop shot him as he passed by.
No, I didn't see it.
You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so, it's like this over. Somebody shared the video with Deadly. Drop it down below. I am melting, bruh. I'm dying. I feel like my eyes keep closed. I'm falling asleep half the time. I'm just playing. I'm not really falling asleep. That's just narcolepsy. That's it. I'm just playing. I'm not narcoleptic. So anyway, I'm going to move on. Oklahoma City. Yeah, the other one, bro. That was crazy. But Oklahoma City, 13-year-old. He stabbed a girl multiple times. Did you hear about that one? He stabbed a girl multiple times because he wanted to be her boyfriend. And he had feelings for her, and she did not have feelings for him. And she rejected him. And he stabbed her. He was 13. He stabbed her multiple times. Is all it says. I think he said, I believe it says something like 3 or something like that. I can't recall, but it was probably more than that. So I'm probably wrong on that. And just drop the link below so we all know. And hit subscribe while you're down there. And if you're cussing me out down there, that's cool too. Just hit subscribe so you know the next time that you need to cuss me out. Yep. Bing. Get the bell. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, so he's going to be tried as an adult.
Good.
Yeah. That's terrifying. That is terrifying. And, it's terrifying because how real it is. You know what I mean? It's, the world we live in today is just a very different world than it was. Well, actually, you know what? It's probably not even a different world, man. I think it's just that we see more of it now. That's all it is. We see more of it. We hear more of it. Like, it used to be back in the day, you just heard about what was in your area, maybe in your state. Sometimes you hear about national news or whatever, because you be watching cable or something like that. But now with the internet, we see every single thing. Hell, damn near as soon as it happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's terrifying though because, like, for instance, I've got a daughter and she's a very beautiful little girl, and I know that one day she'll be a very beautiful woman, and it terrifies me the way that it seems like young men are thinking a lot these days. You know, it's like we're forgetting to tell kids that heartbreak is a part of life. You know, because we're so caught up as adults in heartbreak. Our Facebooks are constantly, oh, I'm sad this, I want someone that, I'm lonely, and I'm guilty of it too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are, most of us. I think if you scroll down your newsfeed, most people's posts, at least somewhere down there, somebody's post says something that's sad about relationships or something. And so we get caught up in those feelings, and then kids see us get caught up in those feelings, and what they do is they emulate what we do, but they don't realize that we're not doing some of the things that they think we are. And sometimes they take the things that we might say, you know, as, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that, and they think that that's what they should do. And that's, and I'm not saying somebody told him or said something to that effect, but what I'm saying is that he didn't, I find it hard to believe that anybody would grow up and just think you stabbed somebody when your heart is broken. So there's somewhere that something failed him in terms of guidance and explanation and teaching him how to understand his feelings better and his emotions and how to handle them. And that's something we need to remember, because we're always preaching mental illness, mental illness. We're always talking about mental illness for adults, mental illness for teenagers. But what about kids when they're that little? That's the times that they're most affected. You know, all the way up to the age of 13 is vital.
They're not there. Parents are at work.
I know, and it's really fucked up, because that's how they made it. They made it where, if you're watching and you heard that foul mouth, I got more for you. It's really fucked up because they set the system up so we have to be like that. We have to be at work. And you know, I saw something the other day that said, it was a video of a guy who, I can't remember exactly what it was, but he said in this article, or in this video, he was talking about how you need to find more time for your family and less time for work and stuff like that. And my first thought was, yeah, man, that's right. He's right. We do need to. But how do you do that when the job you have takes all your time from you and doesn't give you enough money to pay everything so that you can take time away from that? You know, it's just, it's a sad, unrealistic future if you don't have certain things in place, or if you're not taking certain motions to change your life. And yes, everybody has the option and opportunity to change their life, but what is the option or the opportunity to change your life when you're really just kind of stuck in a spot that the opportunities are there, but they're over there, and where you're at, they're not. They exist. Yeah, everybody has a chance, but not everybody can get to the chance. And you know what? Even outside of that, if you work full time, there's no way you should be struggling. And we've all heard this. We've all even said it. Oh, there's no way you should work 40 hours a week and be struggling to make your bills. Yeah, no, yeah, you know, I mean, we've all said it. So the question is, what do we really do to change it? What do we do to change it? You know what I say we do? I say we start looking at the businesses that we start, the direction we want life to go. We start as communities making investments into the communities that force the cities to have to follow what we're trying to do. So, for instance, you know, if there's a technology we can put in on this block that makes these lights work better, let's do it.
You could make a whole town sustain itself by food and employment and everything self-sustained.
You know, I think that the best part about talking about it is that when you talk about it, you realize that it takes more than just one person to do it. It takes a team. It takes people to sit down and really talk about it. And that's what we need to do more of. We all need to. Anyway, you know, I completely went way off topic there. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take a break. And don't go anywhere, because I got some other good stuff that I'm really going to talk about too. I've got a few different things, actually. Quite a bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We cover all of the details. Wax, wash, and shine, your vehicle is guaranteed to come out shiny. Let us pay attention to the detail. We're here to vacuum wash and deodorize your vehicle on a professional level. Don't leave it to the other guys to miss things. We see them all. Do you have a fleet of vehicles? We're equipped to take on all the vehicles your business has too. Keep your business vehicles looking the best they can. Stop by today and schedule with us or message us on Facebook. Full Throttle Detail, located at 1601 Northwest Sheridan Road in Lawton.
He makes it feel like, you really are family and it's not just business.
They're reasonable, they work with you, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get you what you need.
They help me and my family. I brought a lot of friends up here that they have helped in the pinch. I really do like them.
Become a member of the Provident Credit family. Come in or apply online today on your computer or mobile device at provcredit.com/apply. Provident Credit, where the right time is now.
There you go.
Thanks for watching. Have a good night. No, I'm just playing. Don't go anywhere. I'm just playing. We still got more to talk about. We still got like half the show. I'm just joking. We were just joking around in between. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for not leaving. Thanks for hitting subscribe. Oh, I'm looking over there. I'm looking at camera A, camera B. Yeah. I'm good at that. I'm just going to do the rest of the show over here. I'm going to give y'all the cold shoulder. Did you change the camera? To that camera?
You say you're going to show over there?
Huh?
You going to show over there?
I was just joking. I was trying to give everybody cold shoulder. See that? Dudley loves y'all too much. He didn't even realize it. I can't even give y'all a cold shoulder, right?
There you go.
And that's probably, I'm not going to lie, I think that, I'll say this. I feel like I'm very passive. I feel like I'm passive. I might not be, but I feel like I'm passive. And I say that because, I'm thinking about this cold shoulder thing and how crappy I really did at that. And it's kind of how I am when it comes to being in a relationship and trying to be mean to the person I'm with. I'm really just not good at being mean to the person I'm with. It takes doing some pretty special things for that. But let's not go there. That's right. Moving on. So all of us, bro, have been told for years upon years upon years. Eat your cereal, drink your milk. Milk! Milk, 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 milk. Does the body... I'm not even going to say the last word because I think that might be copyright infringement. Milk does the body bad, apparently. That's what this... there's some articles floating around about, though. And honestly, I believe that it's actually accurate. I think I remember seeing a few documentaries that said something to that effect, that we're really not supposed to drink dairy milk because our body does not require it, which is why cows make it and not humans. And we drink it because, for some reason they decided at some point that it was a thing that we needed to drink and somebody wanted to sell it and make more money, and then they came up with catchy slogans and cool little pictures and we drank it up. And then they started throwing, did you ever see that? The milk mustaches? Did you ever see the commercial? You remember how you see the ads and people have a celebrity there that got the milk?
Very smart. Very smart.
Did you ever see how they did that? I can't remember what show it was. I watched the show and they were talking about, they showed how they did it. They were doing like a behind the scenes thing. That milk on their lip was really something like glue, like Elmer's glue type stuff. And they just went and they dabbed it on it. Because, if you drink milk, it's more liquidy than that. But in the pictures, it would just be this thick milk mustache, like, milk. Big old thick milk mustache.
Man, I'm going to store it when we get done. Milk.
To get some milk. He wants some milk this late at night. Nah, man, I'm good. You really gonna go get it? Yeah. But you know what else does a body bad? Fluoride. Look it up.
Yep.
Did you know if you don't know about fluoride by now, it's difficult. You just gotta look it up. That's all it takes. But I'm going to leave that one there because you're going to find that one and you're going to be like, oh my God, what have they been doing? And then you're going to be like, who's they? And then I'm going to be like, I got to go. See you later. Moving on. There was something that took place this week that triggered a thought in my head. And it wasn't, I can't remember what it was, but the thought that came to my head was that we are the cause of our own experiences. We are the cause and effect of our own experiences. And if people really took the time to slow down and try to grasp a truer, I'll say it that way, or more true, I'm not sure which one of those is correct, what I'm going to refer to as a more true perception of or understanding of our existence, or their existence, your individual existence, in like within this realm that we exist in. I think that people's experience would be much different, and there would be a lot less heartache, a lot less destruction, a lot less chaos, because a lot of it's really done internally. You know, because think about it, most people have a hard time just handling their emotions about something. Right. You know, they make rough decisions, or bad decisions, or they act very quickly rather than respond thoughtfully. Not everybody, I'm just saying, but no, everybody. If you're offended, oh well, because it's all of us. We all do it at times. We're human, but we really just have to take the time to. He's really over there watching, like, you guys don't know my dog Mac. He knows how to open the door. And I'm not talking about by pulling it. I'm talking about if you give him a few minutes, he's going to turn the doorknob. He's somehow started teaching himself to figure it out. You're probably like, why is your dog at the studio? Well, he works here. Duh. What else would he be doing here? Anyway, we're going to move on. So anyway, cause and effect. We are the cause of our own experiences. And I believe this to the fullest. I believe that every action and thought that we create is a thing that alters and affects the universe around us. This is my personal thoughts. You know, everybody has their own thoughts on it. But I don't know, I just feel like it. But we impact the universe just by thinking of something. You just got to think about it strong enough, and maybe it will work itself out if you give it enough time. Who knows? Moving on. Man, Dorian, Hurricane Dorian, man. You've seen the videos. If you, hit subscribe and like and hit the bell. I just thought I'd throw that out there for you. You know, in case you forgot and haven't done it yet. Any minute now. Cool, thanks. Anyway, no, the Bahamas. Man, that Abasco Island, I think that's what it was. Something like that. Abaco. I think that's what it is. The island.
Right.
That island is like gone, man. If you haven't seen videos of it yet, I wish I had some videos to show you something like that, but I don't, because that's copyright infringement, so I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, if you've seen the pictures and the photos and all that, man, then you would understand. Like, it's not an exaggeration to say that place is gone. Like, literally, man. Like, there's nothing there. And overall, the Bahamas, the islands were hit really, really bad. And there's approximately 70,000 Bahamians that are homeless now because of Dorian. And here's the thing is that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Trump is trying to not let all of them in. Not to say any of them, I guess, but not to say all of them. But I don't know anything official on that. I just know I saw something earlier this week that said something to the effect of, he said something about there's a lot of gangsters and shit like that there. It was probably some absurd remark. I don't know anything beyond that, and I don't really care to, because it's ridiculous. But anyway, they have boats, ships that are taking people to and from land each day, but that's a lot of people, 70,000 people. Where we live, our population here is only about maybe around 100,000. Something like that. And that's almost everybody here. So if that's a lot of people, man. What you think? 70,000 people. Could you imagine if 70,000 people all of a sudden needed a place to stay and they all came here at once? That would destroy this place. And not because it's bad people, just because it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Anyway, we're going to move on. Oh, man. I just saw this earlier, and I don't understand it, and I don't think I'll ever understand some of the things of the youth today. They never cease to amaze me with the things that they come up with. Okay, you remember the Kylie Jenner challenge, the lip challenge thing that they were doing? Absurd, man. It was absurd. So now what they're doing, they are super gluing their lip. They're putting glue on it, and then they're going and letting it go, and it's staying there because it's super glue. You know that super glue is for real with human skin. It says it on the tube. It says it adheres instantly to human skin. So it might take a second for some glass or something else. But human skin, it just is like, oh, I'm going to bond with you. And people are doing this to their lip. And I have not seen a video yet of somebody taking it off. And that's the part that I'm just waiting to hear those reports. 100,000 kids across the nation have ended up in the hospital from the glue lip challenge. And when they take their lip down, they're ripping off half of their face. If you're gluing your lips to your face today, drop a pic down below when you hit the subscribe button and the little bell. Thanks. You gotta throw the plugs, man. Oh, well, follow us on Facebook, all that good stuff. It is warm. You know, I had the fortune. This is how ADD I am, which I don't believe in ADD, but I'm going to say it just so that way you know what I'm trying to tell you. I was fortunate enough to go to the State of the City address today here in Lawton, and it was a cool event, man, and it was awesome seeing all the people that were there and hearing the things that were being discussed. But because everything that they were talking about is something that is like to move our city forward and take us to a better place. I think that's cool. I think that's awesome. And what I'm segueing to is back to technology, and you know how we can really get new stuff and do new things. And it's just really about people coming out of the woodworks and saying, hey, I've invented this thing and it works. Let me show you. Don't be afraid. Everybody's afraid because these big conglomerates and everybody is feeling like they're going to get a hit out on them. And I mean, I don't know, but I'm just saying, be careful. But if you got some shit for us, don't hold out, bro. Don't hold out. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to move on. So, Oregon City, a city in Oregon, not Oregon City, a city in Oregon changed the laws that help people here, and police officers there are upset about this law because they feel like it's against them. The law that was changes that murdering an on-duty officer is no longer aggravated murder without premeditated actions. So you had to be thinking about it when you killed the officer in order for it to be aggravated murder. Doesn't mean it's not murder. It just means it's not that particular charge. So the officers there are really upset because they feel like they're letting people off, you know. And but really, it's not really letting people off of anything because it's just changing what the charge is going to be, and it's specifying what that's going to be. It's specifying what the definitions are going to be. You know what I mean? It's just being more specific for us. So, or not for us, but for those people there. Which, if you're doing that anyway, like, you're probably gonna, if you make it through that to court, because, you know what I'm saying, let's be real about it, you got a good chance you're not making it that day. You just messed up. You better think about all the video games that you done played before you go making the decision that you gonna reset and start over. This ain't no grand stealing autos. I can't, copyright. I'm just saying. My camera went out. What happened, Dudley? Mr. Dudley, what has happened to the camera?
Yes, that is the thing. It is.
I'm going to move on to my next topic. Is there something you want to talk about, Mr. Dudley? What do you got?
Ice cream.
Ice cream sounds really good. My favorite's chocolate. Ladies, if you would like to treat me to some ice cream, I'm cool with that. Thanks. If you're nice, I might pay for it. I'm just saying. Maybe. But if you're kind of a jerk, then I'm just going to probably leave early or something. Just, Or maybe I'll get ice cream and sit at the other table. Because I would do something like that if I was on a bad date. If I didn't like it, I don't know, maybe. I feel like I might do something like that. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'm too nice for that. I don't know. I feel like I would be like, I'm going to sit over there, so we're not together. But I'd probably be like, hey, I'm over here, sorry. Some lame shit like that. Because I don't want to be alone. That's a joke. Quote me wrong. So, the Department of Justice demanded that Google and Apple hand over information about registered gun owners. Specific ones this time, not just all of them, but a lot of them. At least 10,000 people who own a particular attachment to the weapon. It's the Obsidian 4 scope. They want the information of the people who own the scope, and they're going to Google and Apple for it, because the scope gives you the ability to tweak it a little bit and really fine tune it with your device, your phone. So they're wanting this information. Now here's the thing, is that they're saying that they're investigating the illegal export of this into countries that it's not allowed to be in. Okay, which makes sense. Now, you can't demand this information. You still would need to subpoena it and go through all the things. And I think that we've kind of come to the conclusion that they're not necessarily just going to hand it over. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, but the thing is that the problem with it, the government isn't saying who they're investigating, and they haven't filed any charges against anyone. So they're going to these companies and saying, hey, give us this information about these people who got this thing. We're doing an investigation on no one. But we want their information. Thanks, government. You know, and I talked about this last time too, and I'm guilty of it. I talked about it on the last show. I was saying how we refer to the government as a thing rather than a group of organizations and da-da-da-da. You know, because when you stop looking at it as a singular entity, so to speak, and start seeing it as what it is, which is a collection of people who form organizations, you kind of take its power away from it. Anyway, I'm going to move on because we don't really have a lot of time left now, do we? We're getting down to the end of it, and I have yapped about a lot of things that aren't necessarily important, because I'm good for that. And if you watch my midday grind, it's only a few minutes long, but I'm good for it, man. I'm telling you, hey, if you need that fix of that absolute, like, not important anything, what would you call all that? That's just too long of a title. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to move on a little bit, and so check this out. Check this out. I don't know who this is. Oh, yes, I do. I do remember this. Yes. Kalisa Villafana. Oh, you know what? Show that graphic real quick.
Which one is it?
This is going to be the second one.
Okay.
What are the names on them? I can't recall.
The third one.
This should be the second one.
Mickey's the second.
Mickey?
Mickey.
Oh, yeah, we don't have this graphic.
Okay. Good.
Word.
I got you.
You know,
okay. I'm on it. Okay.
If you're watching, thanks.
Testing it.
This is ridiculous. What's happening right now?
Stresses the heat.
So anyway, Kalisa Villafana, first black woman to graduate with a doctorate in nuclear physics from a university, because apparently I didn't write that part down. Look it up. She's the only one. She's the only one. I'm for real. You're not going to find somebody else and be like, is this the one? Yeah, that's the one. She's the only one. She's the first black woman to graduate with a doctorate in nuclear physics. That is freaking awesome. And to me, just having a doctorate at all is awesome.
What country is that? Our country?
Yeah, it's in the U.S.
Okay.
I'll throw the link in there for you guys so y'all can see that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, and she said this. She's quoted as saying, "I hope it would encourage other young men and other young minorities, and in general, pursue their passion, even if the people or the majority of people in the field." I sound like I can't read right now. What is going on? I'm in the second grade all over again. Anyway, the people, the majority of the people in the field don't look like you. Long story short. Handle your business. Yeah, sounds about right. Let me go back. Why don't we, the Nicki Minaj graphic. Throw it up real quick. We got a couple minutes. Let's hit them with some graphics. In the last 5 minutes, people probably like, why did you wait till the end of the show to show us graphics? Because I forgot.
Wait till the end. You gotta stick around for the good part.
Yeah, the good stuff's always at the end. You know, it's kind of like the Marvel movie or something. You know, you got the little things at the end. What do they call them? Easter eggs. I guess I understand the concept. Kind of corny to me, but whatever.
I'm looking at her still.
Oh, there she is, Nicki Minaj. She's retiring after all these years. She claims that she's retiring, and I guess that's cool. Let's switch graphics now. Last one, Jennifer Aniston. I don't know if you guys knew about her in the news, but here we go. Jennifer Aniston she did this shoot. Here's the magazine cover for InStyle magazine that she was in. This is, of course, their photo. All that good stuff, copyrights. That's theirs. They own that. But the problem is that people are saying that she has attempted to do blackface, or at least the photographer has, because they're saying that she's extremely dark in comparison to what she normally would be, or her normal complexion. They've super tanned her. Now, I personally don't think that that's what's going on here. I think that there was because, you know, I do some photography stuff, but this is just with my experience. Anybody drop your words down there, I want to know what you think. I think that the photographer took a dark picture. She is tanned. They do have her darker, but I think that they took a picture. The lighting was different from what they put with the white background to contrast. That's just my thoughts, looking at it, trying to analyze it, and, you know, the teach their own. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but in the end, I still think it's a good photo. It's just a little dark. And that is the news. Is she still up there?
Nope.
Is it me? It's me. How you doing? Thanks for watching. But you know what, really though, we got about 3 minutes left, so I do appreciate you watching. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/JPL Productions LLC. We're on YouTube here where you're watching us, youtube.com/the JPL Productions, the JPL Productions, because you'll know why. But don't forget, hit the like, subscribe, follows, ads, shares, all of that good stuff. Tag people. Tell your mama about us. Tell your cousin, your daddy, your uncle, your sister, your auntie. Pick somebody. Go run down the street and say, "We just talking." And people going to be like, "Just shut up." And I'll be like, "No." But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap this thing up because I'm dying, and this.
You gotta
Whew. Next week, we might have a chair. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Appreciate you watching, and make sure you interact with us. Watch next week, Thursday, 11 p.m. Did I say it all? Donate! Subscribe, like. I'm going to keep repeating it, and as long as you're listening. Why don't you do me a favor? Play me tape.
Okay.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right.
Watch out.